In this video, I want to share a very interesting experiment that was done about people, their sensitivity for energy. Basically, telepathy, people, their ability to feel intent. So that is telepathy. Hi, I'm Conrad Raw, founder of the Greater Human Potential Academy, where we teach people how to develop and how to use the hidden possibilities of the human mind. So in this video, I will talk about this very interesting experiment where they were testing people, their ability to feel intent. Now, in this experiment, there were only a couple of people involved. It was basically like a Tai Chi practitioner, Qigong practitioner, and a Japanese martial arts master. So pretty small group of people, so the results might not be like fully like representative, but okay, you get the idea. Now, before I go into the experiment itself, I want to delve a little bit deeper in the selection of people. So very interesting in this experiment was that they actually did the experiment with trained people, people that were trained to sense energy, like the Qigong practitioner, Tai Chi practitioner, and martial arts master. So in many research into consciousness or in like the paranormal or those kind of things, they start by selecting a group of people as randomly as possible or as a good representation of society, so with many different types of people, instead of using trained people or finding trained people. That is because in the West, most of these things operate from a frame that there's no awareness that those things can be trained, or there's very little awareness that those things can be trained and can be developed through training, actually. So most experiments start with a random group of people. Interesting thing with this experiment was that they started with trained people. So people that already have sensitivity for energy. So in this case, the only person who was able to get good results with this turned out to be the martial arts master. And later on in this video, I will share a little bit more about why that's the case. But it is interesting that the one that was able to feel the intention the best was the martial arts master. Now, first, I need to explain this experiment a little bit. In this experiment, they placed one picture of the person in one room, and for example, the picture of the Tai Chi practitioner, and then the person that was on the picture had to go into another room. And there, in that other room, the person had to hit a button every time he or she felt that somebody was attacking his or her picture in the other room. So every time the person sensed or thought that they sensed the other person hitting their picture or having the intent to hit their picture or starting to hit their picture, they had to press a button. So in the other room, there would be someone randomly hitting on the picture of the person with the intent to do damage to the person. But it's that intent that people can sense. And so the person would hit the picture a couple of times, and then the person in the other room, person on the picture, had to sense every time that the picture was being hit or someone had the intent of hitting that picture. And the person that turned out to be really good at detecting that was the martial art master. Now, why is that the case? It's probably because the martial arts master is the only one of those people that has an actually interest in being able to read this energy or detecting this intent. Because as a martial arts person, he could then react on this intent, or he would sense the intent and then could anticipate on it. Like, for example, he sensed the intent that someone wanted to attack him, and then he can anticipate on that by sensing the intent before the attack actually takes place. Gives him like a little bit longer time to react, or he can anticipate the intent of a person and then be aware of that before it turns into aggression necessarily. So martial arts person has like real benefit of that. With Qigong, a Qigong person generally it's more about feeling the energy and having a smooth energy flow, making the energy flow smoothly. So that person might have less interest in reading any intent that's in the energy, or might have less practice in actually sensing that intent in the energy. Except if that person, as a Qigong practitioner, also uses the Qigong for healing, for example. At that stage, it might be more interesting to detect the energy that's present in the sick person. Same for the Tai Chi practitioner. For most people, Tai Chi nowadays is not so much about martial arts, which Tai Chi actually is, but Tai Chi is more about the movement of the physical body, to have movements and changes in the movement of the energy circulation. So there too, a person practicing Tai Chi might have less benefit or less interest in sensing the intent that's inside of that energy. While of course the martial arts master, he has the most benefit of being able to detect the intent that's inside energy. So he naturally developed this ability. Of course, there's also training you can do to increase that sensitivity. If you want to check those out, I have a lot of training in that area where you can learn all about that. I will drop a link below this video. Like, for example, the upcoming retreat, there you can play around with all those things. But that's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting. Do let me know with hitting that thumbs up or subscribing to this channel for more. And if you have any questions about developing the powers of the human mind or applying the powers of the human mind, feel free to drop them below this video, and I will see you in the next video.